I am.
No, we're actually quite hot.
You're quite hot. That's amazing. And but it's nighttime. How come you're still in school?
No, it's daytime.
Well, I guess it's a very big world. I think this is pretty amazing. Do you usually start school this early?
Yes, 7:25. No, 7:30.
Really?
That's when we go to special.
7:25.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm happy to be with you. To be honest, I wish you had invited me to your school in person. That would have been much more fun for me.
Oh.
But here I am, and we're going to talk, and we're going to have a good time. And what I like to do is take your questions, and you can answer any question you want. You know, sometimes when I visit a school, your teachers or your parents say there's certain questions you shouldn't ask. I don't know if they said that to you, but you have my permission to ask every question they said not to, okay? Okay. But what I like to do when I start off is that if you've read my books, I hope you think I'm a pretty good writer and that you've enjoyed them. But lots of people, particularly young people, think that since I am a good writer, let's accept that, I probably write books because it comes so easily to me, and that's why I became a writer. But the fact of the matter is writing is very hard for me, and it's very hard for everyone who writes. And the kind of problems that you have as a writer, actually I have too. Let me give you an example of what I mean. When you write a paper for one of your teachers, how many times do you have to rewrite it before you're done? Do you have to rewrite it more than once or twice? How many times? Somebody just tell me.
3 times. 4.
3 times, 4 times. Wow. Well, when I write a book, I have to rewrite it at least 70 times. How's that?
Oh.
I don't suggest that you do that, but that's what I do because that's the way I make a living as a writer. And what's more, it takes me about a year to write a book. I'm working on a book now, just before we hooked up here. I'm working on a book that I've been working on for 3 years. So I wish it get done, but it's been a hard book. The point is, what I'm suggesting is writing is hard, and what I think most important thing that a writer does, listen to me very carefully, and this is what I believe. Writers don't write writing. Writers don't write writing, they write reading. In other words, what I do is meant for you, all of you. Now, does that mean that every one of you likes every one of my books? No, probably not. But if you don't like any of my books, I'd be in big trouble. But the goal is for you to enjoy my books, and that's why I rewrite them over and over again, trying to make them as good as I can. So, please come up and ask your questions, and please tell me your name, and if I don't pronounce it properly, please correct me, because I'd like to be your friend, and it's always great to have me know your name if we're going to be friends. Okay? So who's going to ask the first question?
Who's number 1? Okay, go and see Miss Fleming, and you have to sit on the chair, and you have to look at the green lights.
Yeah.
Because then you're looking at Avi.
Are you number 1?
Yes.
It's gonna maybe not be perfect.
Oh, there. What's your name?
Prim.
You're number 1. Okay. Okay. Nice to meet you. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your question?
Who influenced you to write books?
I would say it's the books that I read that influenced me most. When I was your age, I loved to read, and that's what I wanted to be more than anything else. So it's not one person or one thing, it's just because I love books so much. Do you like to read?
Yes.
Good. Okay, well thank you for your question.
And when did you start to write books?
Well, when did you start to write? How old were you?
I don't remember.
Were you in first grade?
Maybe.
Well, that's when I started to write, when I was in first grade. So you start writing when you're very, very young, and then you keep getting better. But I didn't make up my mind to be a writer until I was 17 in high school. So you think you might like to be a writer?
Maybe.
Well, okay, you work at it and you'll get there. But don't forget to read a lot of books.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Brent.
Who's number 2?
It's
You're welcome.
Liz.
Number 2?
I'm number 3.
Oh, number 3 and 4. Where do you go? So Liz and Nicole.
And I'm wondering if maybe if after we do our question, we could sit back down and then,
Hi.
well, it's hard to say.
Here, I'm just going to move your chair down a little bit. There, that's better.
Hi,
Hi.
what's your name?
My name's Liz.
You have 2 names, right? Okay. And what is your questions?
My question is, have you had a pet that inspired you to write about Poppy?
There are a few mice in my house, but I didn't invite them in. And I try to chase them out. Now, what we have here is a big dog named McKinley, who's an Alaskan Malamute. And if you read a book called The Good Dog, you'll find out all about him. But he's a very old dog now, and he spends most of his time sleeping. So that's the only animal we have around the house, except for those mice, which I keep trying to chase away. Do you have animals in your house?
I have a fish, and cockroaches, but no.
Do you cuddle up with your fish at night when you go to sleep?
No.
You don't? You could lay him on your pillow and talk to him? Say goodnight? I guess not.
I like
Okay.
that cockroach idea. That's a nice idea for us.
Oh,
I hope they're not pets, Liz.
No.
When I was a boy, we had cockroaches in my house in New York City. So I guess they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You might have to say your name twice.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice and loud.
My name's Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Good. And have you ever found an obstacle that made you want to not write?
I'm a terrible speller. How's that?
Ah,
I have to use the spell checker a lot. And people used to say I was a bad writer. That was an obstacle. But I'm stubborn, so I kept doing it.
thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, my name is Gabriel.
Hi, Bill. Are you named after the angel?
No.
No, you're not an angel?
No.
Okay.
Do you like animals? Because I realized that most of your books are about animals.
Well, Gabriel, actually, that's not true. I've written about 73 books, and maybe 5 of them are about animals. But it's true. So I've written about an ant and a snail, and mice, and those puppy books, there are a good number of those. And what else? And a dog. And I'd like to write more. They're fun to write about. Do you have a favorite animal?
Dog.
Dog? Okay.
Is there going to be a sequel to The Christmas Rat?
Well, we could do the New Year's rat, the Easter rat. We could do the 4th of July rat. What kind of rat would you like?
Okay, I'm not quite sure about that.
Did you like that story, by the way?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay,
What
pretty
did
good.
you like about it?
Say thank you. What did you like about it? What did you like about Christmas wrap?
It did have very good descriptions. Like,
Did you find, yeah. Did you find it a little creepy?
no.
No. Okay, that's okay.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you.
Hi. My name is Prom.
Hello.
My name is.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Did any books give? Did any books you've read give you the idea of writing books?
Well, I used to read a lot. Here, I'll show you the very oldest book that I own. I got this book when I was about 4 years old. And it's about a giant dog who's as big as a house. And I love that book. I still have it. So, lots of books. I was a big reader. I still read a lot. I like to read. Reading is a lot easier than writing. So I like to write, but I like to read even more. Do you like to read?
I like to read a lot.
Good for you. Good for you. Do you have a favorite book?
I like the Percy Jackson series.
Okay, Percy Jackson is fun. Great. Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
Have
and
another question?
do you only write chapter books? If not, what are the other books you've written that are not chapter books?
I've written 2, maybe 3 picture books, but I don't do them very often. Almost all of my books are chapter books. I like the way those stories work. They're fun to read.
Thank you.
You're welcome.